Shalom, we're in Haftarah Noach, Isaiah 54:1. If anyone would like to raise a hand or draw on the screen, here's how you do it. And let's see, who would like to read first? Cheryl? Microphone? There you go.
That would help, yeah. Um, Roni Akara lo Yelada, Pitzri Rina Vitzahali lo Chala velo Chala. כי רבים בני שוממה מבני בעולה, אמר אדוני.
Excellent. Very good. Have you been reading during the break?
Yes.
It shows. That's wonderful. Excellent. Did anyone else catch that Kamatzkatan there at the beginning of the verse? How can I tell this is a Kamatzkatan instead of a kamatz? How can I tell this is a short O instead of a long ah?
It's an open, unaccented, um, it's a short, unaccented syllable.
Closed, right?
Close,
Closed,
Closed,
unaccented.
closed and unaccented. That's the way to find it. Closed and unaccented. Very good. And
Even though it looks open, right? It looks open, but that's a doubling dagesh, so.
exactly because of the doubling dagesh, you have a noon that closes the previous syllable and a noon that starts the next syllable. So it is a closed and unstressed syllable. Excellent. And any guesses on what the root of roni is?
Rina, Rune?
It's probably resh nun nun.
And then, I think we looked this up once, yeah.
I want to say there's the word lehitronen. Well, that just shows you that it's a poel. Anyway, so because it's a poel, excuse me, I said that wrong. A polel rather than a pl, we get a reduplication here and an o sound here. And if I want to say he will rejoice or he will sing or whatever, it would be Yeronen, Yeronen, like this. And if she is going to do it, then it's Teronen. And if it's you, a woman, then it becomes Teroneni. And of course, this will reduce down. All right, so if we lop off the tav in order to make the imperative, we either have ronni or ronni. And so apparently these two noons are in the dagesh. So we're looking at a polel instead of PL. What kind of roots will show up as polel instead of PL? Okay, simple question. What is PL?
Mm.
PL is a
Not
binyan.
double.
It's a binyan.
Din-
It's a
Double.
collection of verbs that expect the second root letter to be doubled. Someone give me an example of a PL binyan verb, a common one.
Shaber,
Okay. Shiber,
Shiber.
right? So it has a
Yeah.
doubling dagesh in the bet. Another one.
Ledaber,
Hotel.
Diber is another one. Will it
Hotel.
always double in the middle? Well, if there's a guttural, then probably not. And well, definitely not. And let me think.
Persistent area lengthening.
Right, it'll either lengthen the previous
Omer,
vowel. Omer. No, no, that's Amar. So that's going to be a regular Kal Binyan. What about Berech?
oh yes,
This one is PL, but because of the resh,
yeah,
there's no dagesh. So the
yeah.
previous vowel is compensatorily lengthened. Very good. All right, so there are certain verbs that when they show up in the PL, they actually transform into something that looks a lot more like polel. And so almost wrote it the wrong way. Ronen is actually a PL in the polel form. So polel is like a subset or a special case of PL. And it only appears if the root is hollow or geminate. Okay, what is a hollow root?
One with a vowel that disappears, either
It-
yod or vav.
in the second root letter, right? So we call it
Yes.
ein yod or ein vav, and ein just means the second root letter is yod or vav. So shear, moot, shuv, anything that has a yod or a vav is the second root letter. And then what is a geminate root?
Got two, the second and the third letters are both the same.
Right. And that's
Ein,
called
no.
ein because the second root letter is the third letter, right?
Yeah,
It's like the second root letter is doubled or something like that. Right, exactly. And so examples of that would be shamam, halal,
Gadar, Gazaz.
gazaz, and yeah, like that. So hollow and geminate roots will typically show up as holel instead of the normal PL form. So this is a special subset of PL. Um, so that's the
This would be active, passive,
yes, this
and
is the active. Thank you. You're headed directly the same direction I am. So this is the active PL form called polel. Its passive form, anybody?
no.
Hillel
Passive is polal.
or
Remember how
halal.
the passives usually have a kamatz right
Is it
here?
Hipail as well?
Okay, so there's also the reflexive, and that would be hit
Reflexive.
polal, hit polal, hit polal. So it does exist. Oh, silly, hit polel. So it does exist in three different flavors: active, passive, and reflexive. But it's still that polel pattern. As far as I understand, it only shows up in Hebrew, this polel, not in any other Semitic language.
Hmm.
And Roni akara lo yalada. Trying to think of something. Why do we have yalada instead of yalada?
It's the
Etnach,
verb,
Etnach,
the verb yalad.
Right, there's an etnach, it's pausal,
puzzle form.
and so the stress stays on the lamed instead of going to dalet. Pitzchi, what kind of a word is pitzchi?
Imperative.
Yeah, imperative.
Because
What?
maybe start with Chushwash. It's
Right,
Hirik instead of Shah.
very good, excellent. It should have been two shvas because it would have been tiftzchi.
Iktol.
You take off the tav, then you fix the two shvas, and it becomes pitzchi. Break forth. Rina, same root as roni, except rina is the act of the root resh nun nun, the act of being joyful and singing and whatnot. Vit, oh, vitsahali lochala. What kind of a word is this one?
Bekatal. Great.
Probably not vekatal because there's no. Is there a katal suffix here at yod?
This.
Am I missing one?
And
Uh, It's
I think they just have
it's what's it called? It's yeah,
imperative.
I was going to say
Good. So this also is an
it's a
imperative.
female imperative.
A
Right,
PL
exactly.
imperative.
Exactly. Two feminine singular imperative. Any guesses why we get a patach here?
Because hey,
the guttural.
hey cannot take like the Shah language. Hey, Garo.
It's
No?
no, I don't know. Is it PL, I wonder? This isn't a terribly common
Yeah.
word, but I'm just wondering if it were PL, then you would expect a patach. Usually, whenever there's a patach here, well, you know what? Like, I want to find out. And let me
Mhm.
see if I can. We're still in verse one, right? 54:1. Let me look
Mhm.
over here and see if I can find
Hello. Hello.
54. Hello. And where is it? This one? No, this one right here. 54:1. Let's see what the experts have to say about it. We'll go here.
I got call.
You got call? Okay.
Yeah, call imperative.
Okay. Well, fair
And
enough.
then
So we can blame it on the hay for there being a patach. All right. Fair enough. That'll do. I like finding answers like that. Okay, so it's the chirk yod at the end is telling us it's 2 FS imperative, just like pitzchi and roni are also imperatives. Lo chala.
So if
And
it was PL, the hay would have a sere.
well, let's look at Diber.
So
Put it into the yiktol. It would be tidaberi. Then, if this were a guttural, we have both a doubling dagesh and a shva, which a
either one.
guttural isn't going to gladly take. So I would imagine if it's going to be guttural aleph or ayin or resh, that's going to lengthen the preceding vowel. And if it's hey or het, then it'll just virtually double, which means this stays the same, and that will probably become some sort of a reduced vowel. So ideally, it'd be nice if we could find a verb that behaves this way. Let me see if I've got something in store. Let's see here. Link. Ah, here it is. Yeah, let's check my interlinear. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, there we go. Can we find something with a guttural? I think I can put a G here in the PL. Okay. Leached, leacher, lesachek. Okay, so there's tons of them. And so let's take, for example, this ayin. What will it do in the future? Well, it's a teeny tiny font, isn't it? Okay, so we're looking at te, ta, si. Okay, so it would do the exact same thing. Confirmed. It would do the same thing. And if there were an aleph, so do we have a good aleph somewhere? Ah, here we go. I'm going to question the accuracy of the information in here because that's not compensatorily lengthening like it should. Okay, well, I tried.
Mhm.
It
So
should.
just to confirm, Beard, you're saying that if it's all of Ayin or Resh as the guttural, it's going to have compensatory lengthening. If it's a Hey or a Chet, the first root letter is not going to lengthen, if I
Le
understand right.
va levaer. Okay, let's take this verb for a second. How
Okay.
would you say, I hate to put it this way, but he will kindle or ignite something.
Hmm.
And what would it be? Ye va er. So it should have compensatory lengthening. And if she or if you a woman were to do it, then it would be tiva'ari.
Oh,
Tiva'ari.
okay.
Something like this, I believe. Of course, I don't know if that's even attested in the Bible, but that's what it should be. Va'ari. Lo chala. What is this form chala?
Hmm.
Is it similar to the
Yes,
word ba'a?
labor or something. Heavy. The meaning.
Yeah,
What would
travail.
Travail.
what do
There's
you
like
think? What would the root be?
a choli, a chol, like sick.
If I did, yeah, okay. So if I that would be het lamed yod, right?
Hmm.
The sickness. But because we're speaking to a female, then that means this has to be a feminine hay and not a residual from a missing yod. So take off your feminine hay. What's the root?
Chale, still.
Nah, no, because if it
Would it
was
have a
feminine,
valve? A valve?
I think
A
so.
valve?
I think
Oh,
so. Yeah,
picky
like,
one.
well, like I'm thinking like if you take the root bo, bet vav aleph, and you put it into a participle, feminine singular, it becomes ba'a. So the hey here is feminine. The root letters are bet, well, the middle one is vav, missing vav, and aleph at the end. So we can double check if you want, but it should be
Oh.
one who travails.
Hal or cool.
Is it hul?
Hul.
Okay. Now we can go, this one is probably better.
Hul.
Hello. There it is, hul.
Chol.
So properly to
Oh,
twist, whirl, dance. Wow.
Yeah, chol.
So writhing in pain, I imagine like someone twisting back and forth, writhing in pain. So yeah, het vav lamed. Or possibly chil. Apparently it shows up a few times with a yod. Good. Ki rabim b'nei shomema mi b'nei ve'ula amar Adonai. What is the purpose of this mem here?
It means like greater than in that case. Like from can mean more than or apart from, like that.
Exactly, comparative.
Yeah.
It's a comparative mem, and that's where the than is coming from. We're saying something is more than that of the Be'ula. So more sons to the Shomema, the desolate one, than sons of the married. Amar Adonai, says the Lord. Well, that's counterintuitive. Usually the desolate have fewer sons and the married have more. So something's going on here is a plot twist.
Mhm.
All right, any comments on this before we move on?
Yeah, just for curiosity, the word for pregnancy, what in Hebrew, just word for pregnancy? It's not.
Herayon hara.
Ah,
Well, I guess hara would be to conceive, and then herayon, like if she is beherayon, then she is pregnant.
It's geometry or something. If you put in word that's like 271 days, that's what it stands for. This word,
Really?
pregnancy.
Let's see.
Yes.
2, 5. Resh is 200, 10, 6, 50. All right, somebody do some math real quick. 56, 66, 60, 71, 70. Really? Okay, so there's the 200, 50, 60, and then we have a spare 13. So I don't think it works out. 50, 60. Yeah, see. Oh, 13 comes out to 73, 273. Is there a way we could? Oh, duh, because the buh isn't part of it. To be pregnant is just, so pregnancy is herayon, so it's 271. Is that the number of, is that really the number of days of a pregnancy?
oh no.
40
271.
weeks?
Yes, it's exactly
Mhm.
271. That's correct.
wow.
Interesting.
Oh my
It's
No,
like
goodness.
it isn't. No, it isn't. I'm
yeah,
gonna call. I'm gonna flag that. My wife
Yeah.
was pregnant for
Yes.
40 weeks.
yeah.
And
That's
40 weeks
gender.
is
When
280 days.
28
40
day weeks. Yes.
Mhm.
Interesting. Interesting.
It's still considered term though.
It's still turn. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Who would like to read next?
May I try?
Yeah, of course. I'm totally. Go ahead.
Okay. Har hibi mekom. Oh, har hibi. I don't pronounce. Mekom. Um, lech. Lech. Bir. Riot. Mishke notai. Yatu. Al. Tach. Sahi. Tas. Tach sahi.
Tachsochi.
Hari. Tas. Or. Tach. Okay. Tach sohe.
Mhm.
Harihi miatarich vite do tai kazi kaziki
Chazeki. Very good.
kazaki.
Halchivi Makom Oholech. I'm glad you saw the Kamatz Katan there. Viriot Mishkanotayich Yatu Al Tachsochi. We have a sin dot there and a cholam there. Ha'arichi Metarayich Vitedotayich Chazeki. All right, so I think we have some parallelism in this verse, don't we? Can you all identify some parallel terms? Kalchivi, make it wide, make it or enlarge it. Makom oholech, the place of your tent. Okay, why do we get a shva here instead of a kamatz?
Construct.
Construct. Absolutely. The place of your tent. Enlarge the place of your tent. Viriot mishkenotayich.
Yatu.
Yatu, sorry. Yatu. So here's our verb. And okay, so that's going to be separate. Al tachsochi. Curtains are yiriot or yiriah. What's the root? Yod resh ayin. Yod resh ayin. The yod here is part of the structure of the word. So yiriah, yiriot is the curtains of mishkenotayich. What's the root?
Tachen.
Shachen,
Jean.
shachen.
Kafnan.
Right. And then the root word, I mean the lexical form would be mishkan, right?
That would be
Mishkanot.
the noun. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be the mishkan is the dwelling place, right? It's the tabernacle, in
When you
fact.
say lexical, what do you mean exactly?
It's going to
So
be the
dumb question, but
it's the dictionary form of the word. So that means it's going to be without any prefixes, suffixes. It's going to be in its singular form. It's going to be absolute instead of construct. That's what the lexical form is, how it would look in the dictionary.
just the root, but the mem wouldn't be there then, right? Because that's part of the noun construct, isn't it? The root.
Fair, fair. If we're talking BDB, then it would have to be looked up by root, and then
Mhm.
underneath the verb entry for that root will be the various nouns that also derive from the same root. So the lexical form is still there, but you have to find it, you have to find the root first. So fair, but the lexical form would be mishkan, and that would be below the entry Shin Kaf
Huh.
Nun. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Side note,
yeah,
um, two things. Asuka is a Mishkan, and the word Shekinah comes from the same root in Mishka or
right.
Mishkan.
Shechina is the same
Shekinah.
root as Mishkan. And so what did we have earlier? The word Rina. I think, yeah, the word Rina. I'll put a yod in there for, there we go. Yeah, there was a yod. Rina and Shechina and or Shira, they all come from the same pattern. It's the act of whatever the root is. So if shir is to sing, then what is shira? The act of singing? Yeah, sure. If shachen is to dwell, then what is shechina? The act of dwelling? Yeah. So when we talk about the Shekhinah presence of the Lord, that's the indwelling, I guess you can call it. And then Rina, we saw in the previous verse, is the act of being jubilant or joyful or singing. And Mishkanotayich. So here, so a Mishkan would be the place of dwelling. So that would be a good word for tabernacle. In fact, the word tabernacle in Latin means dwelling place.
Mm.
And
Can I forgive my ignorance, but what is Shekinah?
Shekhinah is indwelling.
Oh, indwelling, right.
It's just the act of dwelling. When we talk about like the Shekinah glory, the glory, it's just the glory associated with God's presence.
All right,
But
okay.
it does not mean glory. Most believers, I think, would say, "Oh, Shekinah means glory." No, it doesn't. It's the
Uh,
glory that comes with God's presence.
Mm.
And what are we going to do with this Yatu? Looks like an awkward little
Sounds
verb.
Joseph almost to me. It sounds Joseph like speaking to the dwellings that they should
uh,
that they should stretch out.
Hint: we
You're
only
talking to
see
him.
one root
yeah.
letter.
Nun.
No, we don't see a noon. There is a noon, but we don't see it.
No,
The
that's what I'm
only root
saying.
letter okay, all right. Well, the only root letter we do get to see is
Assimilating
the tet.
in Dagesh.
The noon is indicative of the dagesh is indicative of a missing noon. Tet is the second root letter, and nothing really after that. So what must be missing?
Yod.
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 Okay. So if we wanted to look this up in BDB, where would we look? You'd have to put a
Okay.
you'd have to put a hey on
Mm.
the end because that's how it usually shows up, but the root is actually Nuntet Yod. So nata has to do with stretching forth. We can also nata a tent, like pitch a tent, stretch forth a tent. All right, so what is yatu? What form are we looking at here?
Passive, second person, um, of a third person.
Yiktol?
Sounds
Right.
Joseph.
Okay, so it's not passive and it's not jussive.
Okay.
Nepal?
Well, you know what?
Imperative.
I can't say that it's not jussive. Oh my gosh, I can't say that. Okay, it is not jussive in form. It could be jussive in meaning, but there is no special form for jussive here. Okay, so what we're looking at is yan. Uh, wow, I can't even do that. Yan. Ooh, wow. I wanted to write out the full form of this verb, but that would be ridiculous. Let me just do it for kicks and giggles. Oh, isn't
Mhm.
this silly? Look at this. Okay, so here's our first, second, third root letter. Yiktol yod at the front and Yiktol u at the end. What binyan are we looking at?
Ephil.
Mm-hmm.
You
There's the
feel.
patach right there. And then all this pizzazz right here gets Actually, no, it's all of this gets simplified down, doesn't it? Instead of yantiu, it just becomes yatu. So nun assimilates into the tet. Final yod root does strange things, and we get yatu. So it is yiktol, hifil, 3 MP.
MP.
Okay.
Now, the translator put let them stretch forth. Why? Why would the translator think that this should be jussive, even though there is no particular jussive form for 3MP? What does it mean? Okay. What does it mean to say that something is jussive in form versus jussive in meaning? Or do we need to take a step back? What is jussive?
The third
Command form.
How about
wish.
third person command? Like let him do something, let her do something, let them do
Yeah.
something. Okay, so rather than hey you, that's second person, or let me rejoice, that's first person. So this is third person. Let him do something, let her do something, let them do so. Okay, so because of the let them right there, we know that the translator here decided it should be jussive. Super. What do I mean when I say jussive in form versus jussive in meaning only?
It's got the gessive form as opposed to so it's not got the meaning has been we've already discovered that it's third person Yiktol, and it's also he feel. So therefore the
Most
meaning is going to be completely different.
most jussives look like a plain old yiktol. Oh, I can't say it that way. Let's say it this way. If you take each instead how am I trying to say instead of token count, but rather was it frequency count or token count or basically if you count all of the various roots that there are, jussives usually look like their yiktol counterpart. Let me show you. He will guard. Yish more. Let him guard. Yishmor. But they look the same? They're identical? There's no difference?
Okay, we added hey. Is
No,
more.
no. No, not that's see the cohortative has an extra hey at the end. Like
Okay.
let me or let us do something. Sure, there will be an extra hey at the end, and that's great. But jussive, it's frustrating. Like, well, how can I tell if it's jussive? Well, if it looks the same as a regular yiktol, how can I tell if it's jussive? A few different ways. Anyone want to venture a guess? How can I tell?
Context.
Okay, context, but what particularly about the context? Maybe an inferior is speaking to a superior? Because I wouldn't say, yo, king, do such, do this or do that. No, you could say something, let the king write an edict, right? Okay, so if an inferior is speaking to a superior, probably jussive. Anything else?
Sometimes na,
Very good. Either na or
al.
al. And there's an al right there. So
Mhm.
al isn't attached to the word yatu, but it is in the proximity. It is in proximity to it. It's in the vicinity. So either al or no. Let me do that differently. There we go. All right. Now that is jussive in meaning only, not jussive in form because excuse me, it's not jussive in form because the form is identical to a yiktol. So what do I mean by jussive in form? Well, sometimes an irregular, I should say a weak root verb will look different in the jussive than it will in the yiktol. Let's look at the word yivne. What is the word yivne?
You will build.
He will build. What is the jussive form that looks different from the yiktol? What is the jussive form of yivne?
Even?
Yivin. Yivin.
Even.
Yivin.
Even.
The yivin. So the
Even.
primary difference between a yiktol and a jussive when it looks different is if there is a mater lectionis letter, it ought to vanish in the jussive. That's it.
Hmm.
That's the primary way to tell the difference between a jussive and a yiktol in form. Like it looks different. It will have a missing mater letter. Wait, not all verbs have mater letters. Exactly. Aha. And so what are some other examples? Let's see. Yavo. Does it have a mater letter in it? Yavo.
No,
The,
I
No,
don't
the
no,
think
it
root,
so.
the
doesn't.
middle.
There's a
The Aleph
vav
part
in
of the
it.
root.
There's a vav. I realize that the vav is the root letter, but it has here turned into a vowel, has it not? It's no
Yeah.
longer let me write it this way. It's no longer yav wo consonantally.
Oh boy.
It's turned into a vowel, hasn't it? It's now yavo. So yes, it is a mater. So in the jussive form, it will be that.
Yeah. Well.
It sounds the same, but there's just a missing vav. Brilliant.
Mhm.
Are there any other category? Is there any other category of verbs that has a mater in it? How about he feels? He feels have a yod in it. Here, I need to probably clear some room here. Let's take yashkim. He will rise early in the morning. Is there a mater?
Yod.
Yod,
Yeah.
yod. So the jussive form will be
Skim.
yash. Well, the yod stays. Yashkem. Yashkem. That's it. There are other ways to, how do I say this? The jussive form is essentially what's called a shortened form of a verb. And that does mean that, for example, the stress could move to the penultima. Take, for example, the word yomar, the most common word in the, oh, sorry, yomar, the most common verb in the Bible. What would be the jussive form? Hint, you know this from the Vayiktol.
Yeah.
Yomer.
Yeah.
So the stress is now over here. Yomer instead of Yomar. And this is normal in the Vayiktol because the Vayiktol is also a shortened form of the verb. So this
Is
means
there a vowel underneath the yod?
the cholam is the
Oh,
vowel.
it's with the yod. Sorry.
And then the
Okay.
exactly, and then the aleph has quiesced.
Yes.
And so if you see an awkward looking penultimate stress on a verb, unexpected penultimate stress on a verb, suspect jussive. Okay, so then back to the original question. Why did the translator think it was a good idea to translate this as jussive, even though it's only jussive in meaning, not really in form? Meaning the yiktol would look the exact same. What was the translator thinking?
Because of al.
Okay, so we do have the
Like,
owl right here. That's
Yes,
one.
but it's
That's
the
one.
word.
hmm But
So
even though it's
the
on the
next
next
one.
word, exactly. But it is in the vicinity. Okay, can you find another clue from the context here?
I suppose the first what the first
imperatives.
We
yes.
started with an imperative.
Yeah.
Hey, you lady, do something. And then we switched the subject from hey, you lady, do something to now let's talk about the curtains. So now we're commanding I shouldn't say commanding. We are desiring that both you lady do something and that curtains do something or something be done to the curtains.
It doesn't say you ladies do this. It says curtains do this.
Curtains curtains is
Feminine.
I'm just gonna
It
time it.
must be it must be irregular
Do you think
because
do you,
Yatu is masculine, right?
do you think that the yiriot is the subject
Yeah.
or the object?
Uh,
If it's the subject, then we have a problem because this looks like it's feminine plural and this is
no,
masculine
it's fine.
plural. Doesn't fit. But what if we say, let them, whoever them may be, let them stretch forth the curtains of your dwelling? If it's an object, then we have no problem.
It's feminine.
Well, yeah, but you, group of males, can do something to those feminine curtains.
But who
And
are these group of males?
very good. We don't know.
Yeah.
Probably the servants that are there to draw the blinds for her.
Okay. That's a, s-
Yeah.
that's a stretch.
I don't know. Uh, oh mercy. And then why do we get a holam here? Is that what we expect?
So
Tachsochi,
Lengthening it
same
because
as
Oh,
it's at
last
the
time.
end
Yeah,
of a
pausal form.
puzzle.
Right. It should have been tachsochi, but now it's tachsochi. All right.
oh,
Ha'arichi is another he feel imperative, just like ha'chivi was. We can tell it's he feel because of the patach and the chirik yod, and it's 2fs because of that chirik yod. What is the root arach?
Lengthen.
Yeah. Erech is length. Aroch is long.
mm,
Metarayich. Does anyone know the name of that famous bridge in Jerusalem that the train goes over? Gesher Metarim.
Mm.
Gesher Metarim. Oh no, don't do that. There we go. Metarim. Okay. What is a gesher?
bridge.
Bridge. Metarim is the same root as metarayich. What's the root?
Memteresh.
There's no tet here.
Memtavresh.
Okay. It's not a memtavresh.
Okay. Yatar. Ah, mem is the
Yeah,
Yatar.
exactly. So the mem, just like mishkan or makom, the mem is what's turning it into a noun or some sort of a tool or instrument or something like that. And the root is yeter.
Yotavresh.
yeah.
Anybody know the word yoter?
More.
More. Does anyone know the guy Yitro?
Jethro.
Jethro. What's the meaning of Jethro's name?
He is more. Be
Okay,
more, young man.
a
Yitro.
yeter, a
Remnant.
yeter is a jutting out, like something is extended and jutting out. So yitro would be like his, can I say his, not excessiveness, because that sounds negative, but like not his highness, but what's the word I'm looking for? His magnificence or something to that, like something being abundant, overly abundant or excessive. So yoter would be simply the
Superfluous.
word more, and yeter is something that's jutting out. So what are metarim? Well, they're strings,
Yeah.
things that jut out and kind of hang out there. I guess those are strings.
Like guitar strings or violin strings. I
So as
think.
far, right, exactly, like chords. Maybe that's the way I should call it. Metal strings, chords. Um, metarai Vitedotayich. Oh man, what's the root of this one?
Yatad.
Yated. Yated.
Yatad.
Or excuse me, Yod Tav Dalet.
Dab.
Exactly. So a
Mm,
yated, what is a yated?
Pig.
Peg.
Like piggy.
Like I was thinking it too. I'm like Peggy.
You were thinking it,
Yatet.
I said
I
that.
was. So a yatet is like a tent stake or a peg. Chazeki. Instead of chazaki, it's chazeki because it's pausal, just like the other ones were. All right, we've gotten through the second verse. Any questions? All right, who?
One more
Tim.
observation. You asked why let them stretch forth. What are you stretching forth? You're stretching forth the cords that connect the pegs
You're
to.
stretching forth the curtains of your dwellings because there's a et nach right there, so there's the end of a logical thought. So this can't be stretching over, pun intended, to this part of the verse.
Yeah. I don't think we'd say good. We say gag
Aren't we,
ropes.
aren't we expanding the tent though? Isn't the tent growing?
Enlarge the place of your tent.
Mhm.
Let them stretch forth the curtains of your dwelling.
So you have to
Lengthen the
expand the
cords.
curtains
Okay,
because
so
the tent is growing.
here's the verb. Lengthen the cords or your cords and your stakes strengthen.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
guess you need
Karen,
stronger
what's the
stakes because
mem there for?
this mem,
Yes.
this mem is turning the word into a noun,
Oh,
usually a tool, instrument, um, trying to think of how to explain. I've tried to explain this and I keep failing. It's from the root, excuse me, it's from the pattern maktal, maktal, which becomes miktal. Okay, so miktal. Do we know any miktal words? Yeah, migdal, mishkan. Any others? No, that's different.
Mispah.
Thank you, mispar. All right, so what do all these kinds of words have in common? They're some sort of a tool or instrument or vessel, something used for accomplishing some task. So a mispar is a tool used for counting. A mishkan is it's a structure technically, but if you'll allow me to call it a tool, it's the thing that you use in order to dwell, the dwelling place. Um, a mizbach is a tool or instrument or place thing that you use for zavach, slaughtering an animal as a sacrifice. And
Mit, mitbach. So
mitbach,
a kitchen is a mitvach.
well, okay, so let's look at mitbach. It's the same pattern, but what's the root?
Tavach. Te-
Tevach or tavach, which is also it's butchering, isn't it?
yeah,
Butchering. So that means the kitchen was originally the place of butchering.
chickens.
Yeah, you bring your animals to the kitchen and you prepare them. Well, we don't do that a whole lot in our kitchens today. We leave that for the butcher to do, but apparently that's where the word comes from. Mitbach, the place or location or the thing used to do the action of butchering. Now, the same pattern can show up with irregular or weak roots, like makom is also a maktal. It's just an irregular one. So instead of makwam, like this, which should be this pattern, instead of makwam, that kwa sound simplifies into an O, and this then becomes the beginning of the syllable. We get makom. Okay, but it's still something related to the root of arising, a place. This place has risen up or something like that. I don't know if you want to say that. Yeah, like a new business rose up. No, can you say it that way? I guess I'm trying to relate how the Hebrew mind thinks of a location, a place. It's related to the root arising. or rising up. So all of
Okay,
those are
I've got
maktal or miktal. Miktal, huh?
to add one more thing. So let them stretch forth. Let what stretch forth? The cords. So I, if you don't mind, may I draw for a second just to show you this?
Oh my.
So the cords, here's the bottom of the tabernacle. This is what he's talking about. The cords coming off the bottom of the tabernacle
Mm-hmm.
with the stakes attached to.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's why he uses let them stretch forth.
Because it takes more than one person to know. But see, I still sorry, Tim, I have to raise this objection that
Okay.
the halfway point of the verse is here. So that
Yeah.
means this is the first half and that's the second half. So how can we take the verb from the first half of the verse and somehow apply it to something in the second half? There can be parallel terms here. I won't
Mhm.
argue that for a minute. Obviously, there are parallel terms, but it isn't stretching forth that we're doing to the chords, but rather stretching forth is done to the curtains, and the lengthening
Yeah.
is what has been done to the
Of your
chords.
guy ropes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So maybe we're letting stretch forth the dwellings. The dwellings. We're looking at chapter 53.
No,
So
no. We're looking at
this
the
is
curtains of your
54.
dwellings.
54.
54:1 or 54:2, 3,
Right.
2.
So that comes right after 53,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting.
We like
So,
53. We
all
like
right.
53. All right, who would like to read verse 3?
I like to read.
Go ahead, Gabriel or
Thank you.
Is it Gabriel or Gabriel?
Gabriel, yeah.
Gabriel, I thought so. Okay.
تدا. Ki yamin ush mo. I can. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ush mo. Tifrotzi betzar ech goim yirash ve'arim neshamot yoshi yoshibu.
Yoshivu, very good. Excellent.
Yoshibu.
Where's the
Thank
halfway point of this verse?
you.
The logical halfway point of the verse.
After Tifrotzi.
Look for this right here. Yeah. This wishbone is marking the halfway point. So we can now turn this one big verse into two smaller verses. From there, we can subdivide it even more. Anybody want to suggest what can be subdivided even more based on what cantillation marks you see?
After Yirash.
After
Yes.
Yirash, we get those two dots on top called Zakef Katon. That's another subdivision. Okay, so all of that goes together. And then, of course, end of the verse is the strongest disjunction that there is. We just turned a single verse into several parts based on what cantillation mark comes at the end of each section. So this is very important. This is very important. And these two together working together are the end of the verse. And so they are very, very important. Okay. Ki yamin usmol tifrotzi. Yamin is the right hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is Yemen?
The
The
country.
country on the right hand side.
Yes. So if
Mhm.
this is if this is the land of Israel right here, you're gonna have to bear with me. Here's the Sinai Peninsula, the Sea of Aqaba. Up here, we've got the Lebanon, and we've got Cyprus sitting out here, and that's a stupid looking Cyprus. But anyway, we're looking eastward. So this is the sea, the Mediterranean Sea. This is the Gulf of Aqaba. You with me so far?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is pointing east. This is the orientation that maps were before north became the cardinal direction. If this is our default direction, then what's to the right? Yemen.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm. I like.
And there is also what is it? Speaking of Abraham, right? God is speaking to Abraham, look to the right and look to the left. It's translated as south and north. So right,
Benjamin.
Benjamin would be the son of the right hand,
Yes.
right being the predominant or prominent hand of strength. All I mean to say is that small can, or small left, can sometimes mean north, just like Yemen can mean south. But anyway, here we're just talking about right hand, left hand. Yamin usmol, right and left. Tifrotzi. So break out in both directions. Vizarech. What's the lexical form of the word vizarech?
Zain, Resh,
Zera.
Zera.
Zera,
Zera.
a
Right.
seed.
A seed, or figuratively offspring. Yeah. Vizarech, and your seed or offspring. Goyim yirash. Your offspring, the Gentiles, the nations, will inherit. The Gentiles will inherit? Hmm? Who's
Yeah,
the
probably.
No, because Yirash is masculine
Oh,
singular,
singular.
just like Zarech is masculine singular. So that means Goyim, being masculine plural, has to be the object. So your offspring shall inherit the Goyim. Hmm.
Oh.
So that's how we can tell the difference of what's the subject and what's the object based on the built-in person gender number of the verb. This is 3ms, that's 3ms, so this is your subject. Ve'arim nishamot yoshivu. All right, arim, cities.
Yeah.
What are nishamot?
Desolate places.
What's the root?
Ruins.
Yeah. What's the root?
Shomem. Shomam.
Good.
Shamam.
Shamam. Very good. This could be easily mistaken for the plural form of nishama.
Yeah.
What is nishama?
Soul.
Soul.
Well, yeah,
Breath. Breath.
breath, spirit, something like soul, sure, soul. Um, but here we've got nishamot with a strong dagesh. Well, that tells me there's two mems. Does that mean this is a? Oh, no, this isn't nifal, is it? What's the noon there for?
It's a participle.
Is it? I want to check it out. Verse 3. We'll come down to here. Okay, so there it is, shamem. Now let's go over to the here. Okay. Nifal participle feminine plural. Awesome. You were right. Hee hee. And
Rare. I know.
it looks a bit odd with a schwa there though, doesn't it? Nifal having a schwa. That's okay. And so the things made desolate, like cities made desolate, I guess. Yoshivu. They will cause to be inhabited. Do you see that? The root is originally Vav Shin Bet,
Shav.
but we would
Yeah.
look it up as Yashav.
Yeah.
And then this is a Yiktol Yod. Not Yigtol, Yiktol. Stop right hand. And then U is also Yiktol. So what is this Hirik Yod telling us?
But it's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
from memory. Um, it, It's
It's a participle, isn't it?
it's participle, yeah.
It's
Three.
Heath, yeah.
Hifil. Hifil. So what
He
it
feel.
should have been, so the O right here after the yod, that is indicative of a lot of participles, right? Like Yoshev
Yep.
is a participle. That's a kal participle. And he is sitting. The Hirik Yod, though, let me offer some perspective here. The O that we're seeing in Yoshev is part of the pattern of a kal participle. But the O that we're seeing in Yoshivu is the original root letter.
Oh, the
So
yard, yeah.
the vav, the O vowel right there is present for two different reasons. And so right, yashav used to be washav or the vav, and in the he feel, the vav comes back. It should have been something like yao shiv, yao shiv, but that ow is what turns into yoshiv. That's causing to sit or dwell. So they translate it as well, they put it as a passive. My goodness, it should be they cause to dwell or they cause something to be inhabited. Oh, yeah. Okay. So make inhabited. I see what they're doing there. Okay, good. So that means nishamot is referring to here. It's feminine plural because this also is feminine plural. Cities that have been made desolate. So in summary, this is a he.
Frozen.
Oh, I'm frozen.
We were for a second there.
Oh no. So in
It could
review,
be
this
my
is
internet connection.
it's probably mine. So in review, this is a heath eel, 3 MP yiktol of the root yashav or washav, originally this, but turns into that. Okay. Any other comments or questions on this verse?
Yes. So
Yes.
did you say that this should be translated as your offspring shall inherit the Gentiles?
Yes. Your offspring is masculine singular, and the verb is masculine singular.
Mm,
Because Gentiles is masculine plural, it can't rightly be the subject of Yirash.
mm, okay.
But then, in all fairness, the question becomes, who is the subject, the explicit subject of Yoshivu? They they shall cause to dwell. Why?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
it can't rightly be arim because that's feminine plural. Even
Isn't
though in
it?
modern Hebrew there isn't. That's modern Hebrew. Don't even bring it up.
it must be
Um,
the offspring.
but the offspring is singular, masculine singular.
All right, okay.
So that means we need to find a masculine plural somewhere. The only
Mm,
masculine
What's the
plural I see is
goyim?
right here.
Yeah.
Wait, cities that have been made desolate, the Gentiles shall cause to be dwelt in. Um, Come on,
mm,
Isaiah, help us out here. Or Isaiah.
Yoshifu.
Right? Because okay, so sorry. And Yoshivu means they are doing the subject, or sorry, they are the subject that are doing the verb. They cause someone else to dwell. So who is the they and who are the ones being caused to dwell? Who are the ones who are inhabiting? That would be the question to answer. But I don't think Isaiah is going to let us have the answer.
Boy, I so glad we're doing this because I read that all wrong. And that's why it's so important to look at
All the
the
details.
number and the gender and all that because
Oh,
it's
right.
like, wow, it just turned it around completely for meaning in my mind now. I still haven't figured out what it really means, but not
Has
what I thought.
has any of us?
Mm-mm.
All right, who would like to read next? Cheryl would if there are no other takers. Are there other takers?
My hand's always up if nobody wants
All
to.
right, no takers. Go ahead, Cheryl.
I think Sam's laughing because he wants to. Okay, Sam, I saw you laughing. Um, al al tirae, no, al tirae, kilo, al tirae.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It's a
because that's
long
long.
vowel. It's a long
Yeah.
vowel, so that's
Yeah.
got to be a audible schwa.
אל תראי כי לא תבושי, ואל תקלמי כי לא תחפירי, כי בושת עלומייך תשכחי, וחרפת אלמנותייך לא תזכרי עוד.
Excellent. Wait a second. Is that a Kamatskatan?
Where? תקלמי, תקולמי, תקולמי.
Call me.
Yeah, I put the accent
That's
on the.
not, is it?
It's not. Very good. It's not.
Because of the
I was
form.
just trying to trip you up.
Because
Okay.
Tuesday, how did
Uh,
you know that?
Tuesday, how did you know?
the
Because
schwa is
it's
pronounced
because it's
after a
Yito.
long vowel.
Sorry,
How did you know?
Tuesday, how
It's
did
the
you know?
verbal form. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
It's
go
the
ahead.
That's how I know it's the verbal form.
Can you expound a bit? How did you know that it's
Well,
an ah instead of an o?
because of the Yito form, it would not have a short vowel sound there. It's not going to close the syllable.
You got
That's
to give
how
me more. You got to give me more.
I gotta give you more.
How can we know that this is ti kalmi instead of ti kolmi?
Because it's got two vowels before it, and the one under the calf, that is followed by a lamet with a schwa underneath it, and that schwa is pronounced.
What binyan is this?
It's
It's because the Shava is following it.
No, let me at this
uh,
point, at this point, theoretically, it could go either way. So we need to figure out what pattern this word is. What binyan is it?
That's what I meant.
That's what you meant. So what binyan is it?
Nifa.
I'd
Nifa.
say Nifal.
E-ah.
Mm.
Nifal. E-ah.
Yep.
E-ah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Nifal.
No
that's
gesh in the cuff.
exactly. So we've got the okay, so the tav and the yod are yiktol, correct?
Yeah.
Um, if we did not have this yod on the end, let's turn this verb from 2fs into a 3ms. What would it be?
Is that PL or Nefal?
Because there's a chirik instead of a shva, it can't be PL.
It's Nefal, right?
Right, it is. It is.
Nifa.
It is. So I'm just trying to take it one grueling
Oh,
step at
okay.
a time to determine, for someone who isn't as speedy as some among us, I'm trying to take it step by step by step. So
Okay.
Tav and Yod are Yictol,
Mhm.
established, fact.
Yeah.
Now I'm wondering if somebody can turn this 2FS verb into a 3MS, what would it look like?
Oh, right. So
Does it
it'd
have a
be
Yod
just
instead
a
of a Tav?
yod, a yod with a
Tequila.
Okay, now fill in the vowels.
yeah. So it would have a hirik as well under the yod, and then the same as we've got before with the yep, and then we'd have the um I think we'd have a
Tere?
tere.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
All right.
That sere, when it is not in a stressed syllable, cannot be in a closed syllable. Okay, the
See
only
that
reason,
again?
okay, the Rouse rule states that you should expect a short vowel to show up in closed syllables, which this is a closed syllable, unless it's stressed. So the only reason we can have a tsere here is because it is stressed. Let you ruminate on that and just ruminate on that for just a second, right?
It's a long
A
vowel
long
and it's
vowel.
closed,
Uh-huh.
so it has to be
It
it's
has to be
not
stressed,
it
right?
breaks the
Long
rouse
vowels,
rule.
exactly. Long vowels are supposed to be in an unstressed syllable. Long vowels are supposed to be in an open syllable, and closed syllables are the ones that take short vowels. Okay, so all I'm saying is that this tsere is here. It can be. It's stressed. But as soon as you shift the stress somewhere else, like for example, if you add a chirik yod to the end, like up here, then what happened to the tsere? It dropped. It dropped to a shva. Either it's going to be in pausal form and be tika le mi
If it's possible.
in an open syllable, which is allowed, or it's just going to drop to a shva. Why am I saying all of this? Well, because it tells me why there's a shva here. It's a reduction of a long vowel. Much like earlier when I showed you guys the word makom, and I said, hang on a second, why is there a shva here? And everyone was like, that's easy. Because it came from a kamatz, it came from a long vowel, it's in construct, so it dropped down. The same thing happened here. Let's try and figure out why this schwa is here. Is it here because it's reducing down from a long vowel, or is it because it's closing a syllable with an o vowel? Well, which one is it? Well, because this is a nifal, it means it should have been a tsere and it dropped down. Therefore, it cannot be a silent schwa. That's what I'm trying to, I guess, in too many words, I'm trying to demonstrate that when you have a long vowel that drops to a schwa, it's going to be audible.
So if you were dividing that into syllables,
Oh yeah.
it would be lemi.
Yes. It would be T, ka, lemi. And
Mhm.
I would make this a consonant cluster here. T, ka, lemi. Only if it were in pausal form would this then have its own syllable. Ti, ka, le, mi,
Okay.
with a tsere. Okay, so the fact that it's nifal is how we can know that this is a kamatz and not a kamatz katan. Whew, I probably spent too much time on that. My apologies. Um, kilo tahpiri. What binyan is tahpiri?
He feel.
Hefil. There's a patach. There's a chirik yod. It's hefil, causative. Kivoshet alumayich tishkachi. Ooh, there's a pausal. What is the root of boshet?
It's bet 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 vav shin. It's
Very
bosh.
good. Bosh. Bosh. Is there anything particularly noteworthy about the root bosh? There is, but does anybody know what it is? Bosh is a very, very unique root for a very specific reason. Okay. And how can could somebody please put this into a Yiktol form 3ms, this root?
Um, Yavash.
Yevosh.
Yavash. All right.
Yevosh. Well, that's kind of weird. Say hey, what's going on? Yevosh. This is the only that I'm familiar with. This is the only hollow stative O vowel root. You know the root. Let me show you some other ones. Anyone know the word yachol? What's yachol?
Be able.
Yeah, yachol. He was able. Past tense. This is a katal. Yachol. What's the O doing there? There are some stative verbs that have an O vowel in them. Most of them have a tzere, right? Like amen. They have a tzere right there. Amen, tzameh, ayef, chaser, ae. This is most of your state of being verbs have an ae pattern, but some of them have an ao pattern. Yachol, katon, what was it? Yagor, to be to be fearful, I think. Yagor. There are only a few of them, but this is an O stative verb that is also hollow. So that's why in the katal form, it's not bash, it's bosh. The O is coming from the stative O vowel, theme vowel. And what is bosh? To be ashamed, right? Yevosh, he will be ashamed. So boshet is the noun, shame. Ki voshet alumayich, of your youth. Tishkachi, you shall forget. V'cherpat alumenutayich. Oh, that's long. Almenutayich. There we go. Almenutayich. Lo tizkeri od. You shall not remember the reproach of your widowhood. Okay, comments, questions?
Uh, yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
You just introduced this word for able.
Hmm.
I'm gonna write on the board if I can. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wrote on the board at the top. Yeah, and so my
Did you
question.
click off of it yet? I can't see it
Oh,
yet.
oh,
Okay, I see. Oh, there it
yeah,
is. Lo
yeah.
yachol lishmoa. Okay.
Yeah, so my question is I mean this is in the pausal form also, but is this translated as he is not able to hear or he was not able to hear? I've seen the translation say it is, but the verb is still in the past tense.
Hmm.
Well,
Okay.
but let me just ask,
Okay.
which is it? It is not able to hear, or he was not able to hear?
Yes.
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 You
The
know,
answer is
thank you
yes.
for asking that question, Sam. The same thing was in
Um,
my mind. Yeah.
okay, so if I say let's take a different state of being verb. Let's take hus okay, no, not that one. Yeah, ra'ev. Let's take ra'ev. If I want to say he was hungry, I'd say hu ra'ev, and that would be a katal 3ms. Okay, so it has a
Okay.
tsere theme vowel instead of the regular patach. We would have expected ra'av. He was hungry. No, no, it's statives. It gets a tsere. Now, what would the masculine singular participle look like?
Mm.
The same. So if it's a participle, then that's going to be an adjective. And if I say hu ra'ev, if that's a participle, then that means I have an implied verb here of is. So he is hungry. If it's a participle, that's present tense. But if the ra'ev is a katal 3ms, well then there is no implied verb. This is the verb. It becomes he was hungry. The same thing is true with yachol. This is both the katal 3ms
Mm,
and the ms participle. So it can be either one. Once you move over into a different person gender number, then it's no longer ambiguous. Suppose she was, well, hang on, let me make sure I'm not doing this wrong. She might also be ambiguous. Okay, they would definitely not be ambiguous. So if they are able to do something, if they are able, then it would be yicholim, and that's a participle. But if they were able to do it, then it would be yachalu, and that u is your katal suffix, and it lets you know that it's katal. So here, the katal looks very different from the participle.
Hmm.
Yachalu. Hang on a second. Yachalu. Yo, yo, yach, yicholim. What am I doing?
Yochlu.
Yicholim. There we go. Yicholim would be the
Yochlu.
participle, masculine plural, and yachalu means they were able, and in pausal form it would be yacholu. All right, so my answer to you is that the word yachol is ambiguous. It can mean two different things. So I guess from context, you'll have to figure out which one it is. It's kind of like the
Okay.
word ba. Does ba mean he is coming or was coming or came? Ambiguous,
Context.
because this is both the 3ms katal and the ms participle. They're identical.
Mhm. Okay. Okay.
So we need context.
So for anyone who's interested in things modern Hebrew, because Yahol is ambiguous, in order to make it explicitly a past tense, you could say Hu haya Yahol.
Is Jared, is that they do that in modern Hebrew?
Yes.
This is biblical Hebrew too? They
No,
do
I'm
that?
saying I'm saying for anyone interested in modern Hebrew, this is
Oh,
how
okay.
you can disambiguate the word
Sorry,
Yahol.
missed the
That's
word.
right. So by having the word haya, that is 3ms katal, and this is therefore a participle. He was able.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
no, that's not standard for biblical. It's you okay. To be fair, you can have in biblical Hebrew you can have haya plus a participle,
Mhm.
Mm,
and it usually means like he used to be or he was at that time doing something. Okay, yeah, that does show up occasionally in the Bible, to be fair.
okay.
Okay, so maybe that's where modern Hebrew got it from.
In modern Hebrew, yeah, because I wanted to ask you about the yachal. Do they say yachal or hu haya yachol in
No,
modern?
yachal is not a word.
Okay, so hu haya yachol.
Hua haya yachol, yachol. All right, we have just a little more time. My dinner was done 24 minutes ago, so I'm itching
Oh,
to go spend some time with my wonderful family. So,
Uh,
if who wants to read this last verse?
can I have a shot?
Yeah, absolutely. Go
Or
ahead,
at
Sarah.
least do half of it with somebody?
Oh, take it all. Go ahead.
Okay. Ki bo al lich um o shaich. Oh, Osaich, sorry, maker. Right. Adonai za vaot sham shamo
Shmo.
ve goalech ve goalech kedosh yash Yasrael
Yisrael.
Israel, sorry. Elohe Kol haaretz yireh.
Excellent. Well done. Ki vo'alayich osayich. Adonai tzavaot shemo. וגואלך קדוש ישראל, אלוהי כל הארץ יקרא. What binyan is יקרא?
Binyan is Piel. Oh no, sorry, Nifal.
Nifal.
Oops.
It has the trifecta right here. Hirik, Dagesh,
Yeah.
Kamatz, and the hallmark e-ah sound of Nifal.
Yeah.
So he shall be called. All right.
Yeah.
What is all right. What form of a word is this? Vo'alayich.
Your two husbands.
It's a
Right?
participle
Around.
also, isn't
Oh,
it?
it's feminine. So it's speaking to a woman. So it's
Right. So the at the end is 2fs.
yes.
The O sound, let's see. Well,
It's a
it should be a participle.
Yeah.
participle.
Okay, so participle. And but
Making.
then we've got this yod right here,
Yeah.
which looks like the yod of the plural.
Yeah.
Bo'alim.
Yeah.
Bo'alim.
Mm.
That's what I was thinking.
If you have shomer like this, that's a participle. And you pluralize it, it becomes shomerim. Or if it belongs to you, it'd be shomera
Yeah.
shomerayich.
Yeah.
Right? So there's that
Your
ayich.
keeper.
So
Mm.
shomerayich would be your keepers. So
Yes.
bo'alayich is your.
Your husbands.
Okay, so because it's plural, I wonder
Yeah.
if we should actually note how words like Adonai and Elohim are plural. Therefore, we're giving this kind of what do we call it? The
Majestic.
majestic. There it is. The majestic plural. I mean, we're applying it to God, so maybe we can apply the majestic plural here. You who are great, Bo'alayich. You're the husband who is
Yeah.
the husband that we use.
Honorific.
Yeah,
Better
honorific.
honorific.
There we go. That's a good word. Honorific plural. And okay, because we know we're talking about Osayich, your maker, and that's plural too.
Yeah.
So just in the way that Elohim is plural, or Adonai has an ah sound right here, makes it plural.
Yeah.
So also we have an honorific plural for Bo'alaich and Osaich.
I'd like to make a suggestion.
Okay.
I think they're comparing Israel. So there's two husbands here because they're comparing Israel to the widow, the disgraced widow in the previous verse. So her economic status, title, and role in the community was tied to her husband. So when the husband dies, she loses all of that. So when Israel is taken to Babylon, they lost the same thing that the widow lost. So it looks like there's a duality in husbands.
I think that's
So he's,
problematic to have multiple husbands for Israel.
well, I mean, okay, so Israel's, okay.
Because it's the same husband, it's just that the state of Israel has changed. In fact, oh, you
Okay.
know what? Obviously, well, I don't want to belabor the point. I'm going to go have some dinner. Thank you all so very much for coming, and look forward to seeing you all next week. Let's see. Next parasha will be after Noach, Lech Lecha, isn't it?
Yes.
So Haftarat Lech Lecha. I don't know what it is, but I'll send it in the chat. So I look forward to seeing you all then.
Isaiah 40.
Thank you, Garrett, and
Isaiah
all the
40.
best
Somebody already knows.
with
Is
the
it
wee
Isaiah
one.
40?
Yeah, that's the next
Shalom.
one.
All right, excellent.
Yeah.
Next one is Isaiah 40. So please study Isaiah 40 throughout the week. See you guys next time.
That's
להתros
Okay.
v'shalom.
All right.
Just
Blessings.